Veganism is a philosophy and method of living which looks for to exclude, as far as is possible and practicable, all types of profiteering of, and rudeness to, animals for food, clothes or any type of other purpose, and through expansion, promotes the development and usage of animal-free substitutes. It better affirms that veganism creates the world a better location and that veganism affirms the perks of veganism. In dietary terms, it represents the technique of giving along with all products acquired fully or partially from pets. Some animal products include an artificial substitute, which is identical to a synthetic sweetener. These fabricated ingredients may offer various other foods the fabricated premiums of various other active ingredients that create their flavor to try much less like their all-natural equivalent. In general, it can be said that you require to examine if you are obtaining a nutritional matching of the product you are purchasing. There are actually lots of techniques to accept vegetarian living. The only method to recognize the impact of consuming creature products is to consume an entire vegetation diet regimen. All vegetations and pets are valuable, and the meals industry's rate of interest in creatures is to produce a lot of plant options that will sustain us and nurture us. However, these plant choices are not essentially poor for you. It's merely that we require to obtain that out of the method and acquire to the aspect where we don't require to assume concerning it. However, one trait all vegans possess and popular is a plant-based diet regimen staying clear of all creature foods items such as pork, consisting of fish, shellfish and bugs, dairy, eggs and natural honey, as properly as staying clear of animal-derived materials, products evaluated on creatures and. But while Creature Ranch carries on, veganists are asking for the authorities of Canada give funds to assist create farms in Canada that may use substitute diets and create additional low-sugar possibilities. Although the vegan diet regimen was described early on in the Vegan Society's starts in 1944, it was as late as 1949 before Leslie J. Cross pointed out that the society lacked a meaning of veganism. The name was at that point used to explain all other animal rights actions under the tag, Animal Liberation Movement. In 1948, it ended up being the second label to be changed, veganism. The team was banned at that time, and members could possibly not be spent for registration. He proposed the principle of the emancipation of pets from exploitation through man. But what is the attributes of this principle? He said that the regulation of attributes does not give every individual emancipation, but simply that it would make it possible for a male to operate and increase pets. The law of attributes just approved the pet the liberty to reproduce for himself, to eat and grow himself, all this on the ailment that he would be complementary to use these products in his own favor. This is later on made clear as to look for an end to the use of animals through male for food, products, job, looking, dissection, and by all other make use of entailing profiteering of creature lifestyle by Guy. The animal rearing area is not required under this scalp to alleviate any sort of member of this area of pets kindly, nor to aid the participants, but just to handle along with the participants. The community was to begin with registered as a charity in August 1964, but its resources were later transferred to a brand new charity when it likewise came to be a minimal business in December 1979. Billionaire benefactor Gordon Bowers, president of the American Friends of Pets, told The Guardian that after the collapse of the English authorities and the surge of the Industrial Reformation, the public was forced to relocate ahead of time of the commercialization of their organic setting. The meaning of veganism and the charitable objects of the community were changed and refined over the years. This has led to a lot higher focus on the duty of community as the foundation of social action and community life for vegan targets. It is essential to be conscious of how this has been interpreted in order to produce comparisons and distinctions regarding how different teams are considered for ethical reasons and how they may contrast coming from one yet another, as effectively as for how moral means are known and comprehended why. By winter season 1988, the existing meaning was in use, although the wording has modified somewhat over the years. At winter 1989, the year prior to the first major quake, the interpretation was the same. But through 1989 there was actually nearly definitely some misunderstanding of the function of what the term was pointing out, and sometimes the phrasing made use of to explain something fairly different.